Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We are here at Art of the Cowgirl again. This is Amber Smith with the Women in Ranching program at the Western Landowners Alliance. And I have the honor of speaking with Della this morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're excited to hear some of your story.
Of course, I'm excited to be here and to get to meet you guys.
So would you mind describing the setting that we're in together right now?
So we wandered a little bit outside. That is perfect. Here we are. Wandered a little outside of the convention and found ourselves in an alley of the barn. Here we are.
So, Della, can you tell us a little bit about your connection with the West, your connection to this land and to these people? Just tell us a little bit about that journey.
So I was born and raised in Florida, and we had a cattle ranch in Central Florida, and I kind of got a little spark of ranching back then, but I was just a kid and kind of just like left a good flavor, and I, after college, kind of was just looking for things to do, and I had always wanted to go out west, and I kind of just went on a whim and followed my passion and moved out to Jackson, Wyoming, and I worked at a guest ranch. And ever since then, I just have not looked back. I've just fallen in love with the people of the West, the landscape, and just all the adventures out here.
So what was your first job?
I was a wrangler at Triangle X Guest Ranch, and I led rides all throughout the Grand Teton National Park, and I loved it. It was great. I mean, it didn't seem like a job to me because I just enjoyed every single day, and every day was different. And that's kind of where it sparked my passion for photography also.
So my introduction to the West was working as a wrangler on a guest ranch in Colorado. That was also my introduction to my spouse, and I also never looked back. So I'm glad we have that connection. I'm going to have to throw a strange question in here, but I think it showcases a little bit about who you are and your character and determination. So you only have one kidney.
I do. Minor detail, but so I did grow up riding in Florida. When we bought the cattle ranch, my dad's agreement was I needed to learn how to ride, and we lived a few hours away from the ranch, so I got into English lessons with the goal to ride at the ranch, but quickly kind of fell into the English circuit as a kid. And then I got in an accident, and a horse accident, lost a kidney, and the doctors told me in the ICU room, I remember and I just constantly was like, when can I ride again? And a nurse looked at me and was like, honey, you're never riding again. And that is just not something you tell a 10-year-old ever, a horse crazy 10-year-old. So yeah. Then I switched over to the corridor circuit, kind of switched the discipline, but horses needed to be in my life, so
yeah,
that's where we are.
Yeah, and that was your connection as you came west, was the horse.
Yes, horses have always been my main passion, and just kind of, I took a break during college and missed the heck out of it, and it was supposed to be a summer, and then I was going to move back to Atlanta, get the city job, but just not cut out for that. So one summer turned into 2 summers, and then Florida girl tried out a winter out here. Holy moly. But I've grown to appreciate all the seasons and everything with it.
So tell us about your work. I know it includes saddlebags the size of flotation devices and some really quiet. This is, oh man, he's looking for his pals. And includes some typically quiet ranchers who end up being really excited about your work. So tell us a little about that.
So I started out, honestly, just taking photos when I was at the guest ranch, just off my phone. I took photography classes in high school, and like people were kind of like, come on, you need to follow that. And I was like, And then it didn't really get into it until I entered a photo into a photo contest that I had taken off of a phone. I won the photo contest, but ended up not being able to win the photo contest because it was taken off a cell phone. So I was like, I should probably go ahead and buy a camera and get more serious about this. So, I mean, I just brought that thing everywhere with me and in these big saddlebags because how else am I gonna bring it around? So yeah, sometimes we get made fun of with the big saddlebags. They do look really funny, but it's also, the cowboys are like, hey, can you send me that photo? Like, I saw you snapping those photos.
Right.
So I always like roll up with a backpack, like I'm ready for school. And I used to be so embarrassed about it. And slowly it's just like taken some courage and confidence to just roll up and be myself and be proud of my work and what I do.
Yeah. So have you accepted your talent? Like, can you say I'm a great photographer of the American West, or where are you at
That's
with
a work
that?
in progress.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I recently kind of like jumped off and became a freelance photographer. It used to be just kind of a side gig, and I mean, I love my job now. So, but yeah, I used to mumble like I'm a photographer ? And we're getting better with it. You know, every day I just kind of get more confident, and I'll be like, yeah, I took this photo of you, whereas I used to like not even show it to people and just keep it for myself. So it's baby steps, but it's just all about growing and learning about myself and pushing myself out of my comfort zone all the time.
Yeah. So, this is something that comes up a lot with at our gatherings of women in ranching, is kind of the sense for some reason, these women feel like imposters in their work or on the land, and there's really something special.
Slow down.
Okay, he's coming back.
There's really something special when someone's able to get beyond that. And so in your own work, I feel like it's kind of daily or even moment by moment of making a choice to not allow yourself to feel that way, and to, move forward with the things that you're excited about doing. Do you have any advice for a woman who might be trying to pursue her passion but is feeling uncertain about her skill, her ability? Any advice?
Yes, it's so much easier said than done, because if I could have told myself this, but I think just start from where you're at, and each day you're just taking baby steps. But like, you look back even just 6 months or a year ago, and you'll be shocked with how much progress if you just keep at it and like have confidence and kind of own what your like work is and be proud. And I think just kind of expressing and connecting with everybody else. Like, everyone has a hobby that they want to turn into something more, but are nervous to. And so everyone's like, I've loved watching other people grow also. So I think just baby steps, and you'll be shocked when you look back in the past.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. So what gives you hope? what gives you hope in your work? What gives you hope in what you're seeing in the West? What keeps you inspired in doing this work?
I have met some of the most amazing characters out here, and that have kind of just taken me under their wing and like, come ride with us, like come out for a day's work. And it's those people that are just taking a stranger basically, and like, I guess they just see like a girl with a camera, and like I'll step out of my comfort zone and reach out to people, and the more that I meet these people and they're welcoming, the more I am like inspired to reach out to more people and hear their story. And I love also just putting the camera down and helping and learning myself, and then also just, I'm not just gonna show up and just be on the sidelines or be on the fence to take the photos. I wanna like get to know these people and know their stories and know their ranching history and learn from them.
So you've turned this into a freelance career. What does that look like? And is that scary to, step out as an entrepreneur, as a young business owner, and thinking, I've got to survive off of my art and off of my creative process? What has that journey looked like for you? Honestly,
terrifying. It took me a long time to jump off. I like kind of call it jumping off the deep end, but I have loved every day since I've done it, and definitely a lot of self-discipline. Like, it's sunny outside, the flowers are popping off, but I like need to send pitches and reach out to people. So a lot of like time management and rewarding yourself with those time, like, going out in the afternoons, but keeping myself like head down in the mornings. I am a morning girl, so I get most of my work done from like 6 until 3, and then I'm like, all right, now I can go play. So I think keeping yourself so you don't, like being your own boss is huge. And it's tough transitioning for sure, but then you kind of just get opportunities and you're like, this is paying off for that one day where it was beautiful outside and I sat inside. So yeah, it's all give and take and time management.
So at Western Landowners Alliance, we talk about stewardship and stewardship with vision. And what I'm hearing is you are stewarding your career right from the beginning. What does stewardship mean to you?
I think my main goal is for stewardship, I think it's mainly just continuing the legacy of the West and showcasing all of the moments that, like hard work and moments and characters that go behind it, and just, yeah.
Well, so Della, tell us, how can somebody connect with you if they want to look at your work? How do we do that?
I have an Instagram, Del Pickles. Literally was a middle school name and it's stuck. And then I have a website, it's dellafredericksonphotos.com. And I have an email and phone, and I want anybody to just reach out and ask me questions, anything. I love hearing from other people and just connecting on our passions of the West.
Della, thank you so much for your time today. And all of you listeners, thanks for putting up with, we're in a horse barn right now, and the horses are talking to each other and nipping one another. So this has been a fun place to talk to Della. And keep tuning in. We'll be bringing you some more episodes from Art of the Cowgirl. Thanks again for your time, Della.
Thanks.